Power means nothing if you do not put it to use. Curse me all you want. Without conflict, there is no future for humanity.
Seeking progress by sowing chaos is like planting a tree in a volcano.
Exactly. Wait for it.
Oh shit, oh fuck. It's the Doom guy. Well, let me call him his real name, Doomfist. Well, his real name is Doomfist number 3, but his real name is Akande? Fist guy is strong enough to level skyscrapers, but not small Korean girls, which is totally understandable. The Doom community is very strange, and that's because Doomfist has a cult following, not just a normal regular community. Think about it like this, there are a lot of Ana players in the Ana community. That means there's a lot of different personalities and a lot of different reasons for why they play Ana. And then think about the complete opposite side of the coin, a character like Symmetra. Not only does she have a very niche playstyle, but she also has a very small community. They're like a hive mind with the same inside jokes and the same reasons they like the character. They're all one person. And this is exactly what happens when you have a small community. So the question is, why does the Doomfist community act like the Symmetra community and not like the Ana community? Well, the answer is actually very simple. This guy is called Doomfist. You expect him to have a very powerful fist. And would you look at that, he has a very powerful fist. What you see is what you get. You hear his name, you see why he's called that, and then you've got a community. I wouldn't consider myself a part of the Doomfist community. He's still one of my most played heroes, but that was in Overwatch 1. I'm definitely not saying I don't enjoy Doomfist in Overwatch 2, because if I was saying that, that would be a complete lie. In fact, one of my most favorite things to do in Overwatch is to kill someone with the impact of an empowered punch. That shit is so fucking brutal, it's insane. Jesus. This Cassidy is now officially dead. It's canonical. He will not respawn. The reason I'm not the biggest fan of Doom anymore is because Blizzard changed him a lot. And I don't mean I don't like him, it's just that I'm not used to him. He's practically the opposite of what he was in Overwatch 1. And also he's bigger now, I guess. They just stretched him out a bit more. In Overwatch 1, Doomfist was the exact definition of risk versus reward. Doomfist would die extremely easily. That was one of his biggest counters, just being alive. But on the upside, Doomfist could one-shot nearly any squishy in the game, and his Seismic Slam was extremely powerful. Basically, he was a glass cannon. But in Overwatch 2, they went the complete opposite route. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but is extremely survivable. The complete opposite from Overwatch 1 Doom. And yes, I just want to clarify, I know Doomfist can do a lot of damage in Overwatch 2, but anyone that played the old Overwatch knows that fucking one Seismic Slam and an uppercut, it was fucking over for half your team. So the question is the new Doomfist better than the old Doomfist? And the answer is clear as day. People absolutely love the new Doomfist. They love his mobility and they love his tankiness. They also love getting a charged gauntlet and then punching half the enemy team into a wall. It's so satisfying. People also love his character. He's a mastermind tactician and also has a silver tongue. Most of the Doomfist interactions with your team members consist of him either being a commanding leader or getting into people's heads trying to convince them of something. And on top of all of that, he's made a name for himself for being extremely powerful and strong. You don't have to think very hard to see why many people like this character and play him in your games all the time. Now for the controversial part. One of the most important things in a character for me is if their gameplay lives up to their character. And in Overwatch 1, Doomfist wasn't tanky enough, and in Overwatch 2, he's tanky, but he isn't damagey, DPS-y enough. He never hits the mark for me, basically. On the other hand, you have a character like Reinhardt. When you see this character, what do you want to do? Purely based off his design and character, what gameplay style do you want? For me, when I see Reinhardt, I want to be at the front lines tanking. I want to be a tank. And depending on the skin you use, you have this massive axe or hammer. You want to be at the front line and you want to swing at people. You want to crush them as Reinhardt. You want to charge at them. And this is something you can do. Just that concept alone is really important for Blizzard. Not only is it important for Blizzard, but it's really important for me and what makes me enjoy a character. And Blizzard many times have gone on the record on saying how important this is. In fact, in the online BlizzCon Overwatch 2 behind the scenes footage, they have an entire segment basically backing up every little thing I just talked about. Feel free to skip this part of the video if you really don't care or want to watch the entire thing.
We've been exploring in Overwatch 2 PvP is a change to the tank role entirely. That's applied to all of the tanks. We want to try to make them more toe-to-toe brawlers and less characters that just stand back and protect other people.
So for example, for Reinhardt, we've given him 2 charges of Fire Strike, so he can throw Fire Strikes a lot more aggressively and more often. Also his charge, he's able to cancel it now, and you can steer it more aggressively, so you can, not quite turn a corner, but you can definitely more accurately pin targets. And because you can cancel it, it allows you to use it much more aggressively and, really go after those key targets without feeling like you're going to sacrifice, all of your positioning, everything to get there. He's almost more terrifying now with this, be able to unleash his full arsenal more often than kind of just being the guy with a shield.
The changes to Reinhardt that we're trying, and they might not ship, that's just the reality, but the changes that we're trying right now are to try to embrace more of that instinct that players have when they want to play a big, burly character that looks aggressive and feels like it should be aggressive.
Doomfist actually wasn't supposed to be a playable hero. It was just that a lot of the Overwatch fans wanted to see him, so Blizzard made it happen. But his name was Doomfist. They can't give him a massive gauntlet and just make it like another gun. So Blizzard, in their own words, decided to make Doomfist into a fighting game character. And when the gameplay trailer released, it was very clear he was a toe-to-toe brawler. Everything was building up for Doomfist to be that toe-to-toe, almost tank DPS hybrid. When you watch all of the abilities in action, it looks nothing like how Doomfist was inevitably played. Who saw this coming? But if you put a fighting game character in an FPS, you'll just get fucking shot. So how did Doomfist become viable if he just got fucking killed all the time? Well, the players adapted. Those players used everything from mobility to glitches and bugs to get the upper hand when playing Doomfist. And what that did was spawn a whole new breed of players that see Doomfist differently than the way I saw him. I saw Doomfist as the character that he was portrayed as. Some motherfucker just throwing hands with people. That was really cool to me. But if you played like that, you would basically just throw and lose the game. If that's where the story ended, I wouldn't be too upset. Because people ended up forcing Doomfist into a mobility character, they wanted to carry that over into Overwatch 2. And this is where the problem shows itself. In Overwatch 2, Doomfist's character is supposed to be the scary, intimidating toe-to-toe character guy who just beats the shit out of people. But the Overwatch 1 Doomfist fans were used and accommodated to the way Doomfist worked, which was all about high mobility. So now Doomfist is set up to be this big, scary, intimidating guy with the way he speaks and all of this stuff and the way he's built up in the story. But he's fucking running around the map like he's wrecking ball. And the reason I still liked him in Overwatch 1 is because I didn't force Doomfist into that hybrid mobility gameplay style. While you guys were doing some crazy setup, seismic slamming on top of a roof, I was low-key throwing my game by asking for nano and then punching the fucking Reinhardt. While everyone else was adapting Doomfist into a viable DPS, I was forcing Doomfist into the way he was supposed to be played. Blizzard had two options of what they could have done with Doomfist. They either rework or retune Doomfist into the gameplay style that he was advertised with, or they go into his movement mechanics because that's what he ended up turning out to be in Overwatch 1. A movement-based hero. And Blizzard ended up going with the mobility-based Doomfist instead of the toe-to-toe brawler one, which I like. And here's the thing. Here's the funny joke, the punchline out of all of this. I don't think I've ever heard anyone share the same opinion as me. This is like, I'm basically I'm sticking my neck out here. I am no doubt just going to get flamed. There is no way people agree with me. People clearly love the way Doomfist works, and I can understand why. I'm not dumb. I know movement is fun. People still absolutely love his character and the way his kit works. And that's why he's so dominant. People just love him. But to me, I could just never cross that line. I can't say he's my next Ana, or Cassidy, or Reinhardt. It's because he's just not what to me, he's not what he's supposed to be. But to others, he's perfect. And I'm 100% accepting that I'm wrong. I'll just say, I'll accept that I'm the only one that thinks like that. So just, before you flame me, I know. Alright, video's over. If you're only here for the Overwatch portions, thank you for watching. Now, if you want to stick around, I've got quite a few questions and updates and blah 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 blah. First question, what do you guys think about the borders where it's like the smaller video, but it's got a border and it's got the background and blah 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 blah. I'm gonna stop saying blah blah blah. Also, thank you for all those comments basically in the last video saying, dude, it's your channel, do whatever the fuck, take your time, do whatever. This wasn't a product of that because I already had ideas and making the intros and stuff for Doomfist, so if I was short on time, I wouldn't. Basically, I'm saying this video isn't up to date with how I'm going to start doing things, which is, if I need to take more time, I'll start taking time, because you guys are actually really chill about it and just want me to do what's best, basically. So thank you so much, and I genuinely mean that. So the next video is going to be Titanfall 2, basically. I'm downloading it as we speak, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because after the Titanfall video, what I'm planning to do is make a DPS video again, and then a support video. And I feel bad because there's that one fucking guy that's like, please make the Brig video. I want to see the Brig video. I'm like, I know I want to make the Brig video, but I need to separate the support videos. So after Titanfall 2, DPS, then support video. If it's Brig, it's Brig. If it's not, it's not. Because Brig's also getting a rework, so I'm a bit iffy if I should do it, because then it might just get outdated soon. But whatever. We'll see. And that's really it for the news roundup, or the update on what I'm doing. Big thank you to just everyone in the last video. The comments were just really nice and really helpful, and just all of that good stuff. Special shout outs to Metro for leaving a very heartwarming comment on my last video. You're the real one. And besides that, I'll see you guys in Titanfall 2 if you want to watch it. Also, I know people are saying download a mod for like multiplayer, but I feel like that's also very integral to the review. If you know, I don't want to. I'll speak about it more in the video, but I might not be playing the multiplayer. But I'll still talk about the multiplayer because I still have my opinions on the multiplayer. Because whatever, you'll see. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.